Sister-wife surprise. Cody Brown transfers property titles. But it's not the positive spin you'd think. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. You visited today, and I hope you're faring well. By God's grace, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss anything. Let's dive in. For years now, the money chaos surrounding the Sister Wives clan has been a source of tension, and face it, bafflement. It has been suggested, tiptoed around, and fought about on television, but never actually cleared up. Veteran viewers of the TLC reality show have seen the emotional roller coaster of Cody Brown and his four wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robin, question whether fairness and trust would ever be restored to the household. Well, welcome to season 19. And something big just went down. Cody Brown supposedly transferred the deeds to the Coyote Pass property to Janelle and Mary, two of his wives who, for years, felt brushed over when it came to money decisions, particularly as Robin became more powerful. Sounds like a turning point, huh? Not so quick. And with everything the Browns are involved in, there is always something more to the story. This latest twist is not the neat conclusion some fans had been hoping for. Rather, it creates more questions than it solves, and perhaps even a few raised eyebrows. Let's go back. The Coyote Pass house out in Flagstaff, Arizona, was supposed to be new beginnings for the entire family. When they initially purchased it, there was this sense of hope, like perhaps they could construct something together, literally and emotionally. It was a beacon of togetherness after their relocation from Las Vegas. But togetherness? That illusion disintegrated gradually. As the seasons went by, tension between the wives thickened thicker than Arizona dust, and Cody's time and energy increasingly focused on Robin. The grand scheme to develop homes on Coyote Pass never materialized. Janelle, ever the pragmatic, no-nonsense one, expressed her dismay again and again during seasons 15 through 18. She had invested money, time, and a great deal of hope in that property, thinking it was to be her future. Mary, however, had emotionally distanced herself from the family, but she still complained of being excluded from important decisions, particularly when her name was excluded from important documents and property titles. And then the question that viewers couldn't shake. Why did Cody and Robin's names alone appear on some deeds? It didn't ring true to people. It seemed like an obvious indication of where Cody's true allegiance lay. And just when things couldn't get any more complicated, the breaking point came. Season 19 heats up. Janelle confronts Cody, and finally gets what she's owed. As season 19 continues, tensions among the Brown family have reached a boiling point. Janelle, who's become more assertive and self-sufficient over the years, and honestly more annoyed, finally expressed her true feelings. In episode 4, at a dramatic family gathering, she put it all out there. Christine, even though not physically there, was hollering her name in spirit. Mary, always the quiet one, sat silently but nodded with approval. And then Janelle spoke those words. What so many fans had been thinking for all these years. You said we'd all get an equal amount, she said to Cody, her tone firm but packed with emotion. You took our money. We believed you, and now you're living in a mansion with Robin, and we're treated like old girlfriends. Cody, being himself, attempted to deflect. I've done everything I can to keep this family together, he maintained. But some of you just don't want to be a part of this anymore. Nevertheless, the pressure continued building. When host Sukanya Krishnan pinned Cody down during the tell-all, he finally cracked a bit. Maybe it's time to give them what they're asking for, he said. If they want the land, they can have it. However, fans were not convinced. Cody had promised things before, and easily broken those promises. And then episode 7. The cameras got something real this time. Cody and Robin, far from their normally composed selves, were caught walking to a notary's office in Flagstaff. Cody held a folder full of legal documents, his face unusually subdued and defeated looking. Robin didn't have much to say either. No tears, no excruciating explanations, just a stiff, awkward silence. And then it occurred. In the presence of a notary and TLC camera crew, Cody formally deeded over pieces of the Coyote Pass property to Janelle and Mary. They got around 1.6 acres each. Not the entire parcel, but approximately what was originally promised. I should have done this years ago, Cody confessed, talking directly into the camera. There was a glimmer of something unusual. Perhaps humility. I was attempting to make things stable. I did not want to break what remained of the family. But behind the scenes, an inside source divulged a different tale. Cody didn't wish to do it. He was shoved into it. Rough. Janelle, it seemed, had begun researching suing. And Mary? She'd been secretly talking to a lawyer for months now. This wasn't Cody being altruistic. It was Cody damage controlling. And this was a moment Janelle had been waiting for a long time. I've waited years for this, she confided. This is not about land. It's about respect. It's about Cody finally acknowledging that we counted. She's already established that she will sell out her portion of the land and proceed on her own terms. New beginnings for Janelle and Mary, while Robin and Cody weather the fallout once the land was at last within her grasp. Janelle didn't delay planning. TLC crews tagged along with her, as she consulted with a local real estate agent and a contractor who focuses on high-end tiny homes. Yes, the fancy sort that squeeze the most from every inch. I'm thinking of building a vacation rental here, she said, smiling, her energy brighter than we've seen in a long time. Make this land work for me. It wasn't about the property though. It was about regaining control of her life. And naturally her late son Garrison's memory loomed in the air. His not being there was painfully missed. But there was also a moment of subdued celebration. Her son Gabriel sat down with her to have a toast. Mom, you did it, he said. Dad had no business withholding that from you. That one declaration said it all. And as for Mary, her response was also more reserved but equally significant. She took the deed in stride. No grand speech, no weeping, quiet contemplation. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, she confessed honestly. I might sell it. I might build. I might give it away. But I needed that closure. That piece of paper meant something to me. When host Suki inquired as to whether this act of return had reopened the door to any sort of reconciliation with Cody, Mary didn't even hesitate. No, she answered resolutely. It's over. It's been over. This was never anything about love anymore. It was about principle. Mary's priority now. Her own life, her own enterprise. She's been investing herself in her bed and breakfast in Utah, creating something of her own in private, out of the fray. But don't believe the deed transfer was smooth sailing and sighs of relief. Behind the closed doors, tensions ran high, particularly for Robin. Sources close to production confirmed that she was upset with Cody. She labeled the entire experience manipulation. According to her, Janelle and Mary had left the family behind and didn't deserve anything. She thinks that they're manipulating Cody. An insider revealed. She feels that land was part of her and Cody's future. Cameras even filmed her storming out of their Flagstaff home. Off camera, she yelled at Cody, "You let them win. You gave away our future." Robin's credibility, both with fans and possibly even the network, has suffered a noticeable dent. What had previously been perceived as quiet strength now feels more like control and self-interest. And then there's Cody himself. At first glance, giving back the property appeared to be a step in the direction of redemption. Perhaps an opportunity to regain some trust from the fans and perhaps even from the family he helped break apart. But the public wasn't fooled. Twitter erupted with disdain. He only returned it because Janelle was going to sue. Too little, too late. He's not doing this out of caring. He's doing it because he's losing control. And to top it off, an ex-TLC producer discreetly spilled the tea on a podcast. Cody's attempting to save face for the cameras, they claimed. But everyone working behind the scenes is aware of what's actually happening. New series rumors, Christine's power play, and Cody's newest meltdown behind the scenes. They say, Cody's far from finished with TV. Sources close to production tell us that Cody is already in development on a pitch for a new series. This one, about him and Robin. If the rumors hold water, the series would be based on their life as a monogamous couple. Robin homeschooling the kids, Cody penning a memoir, and the two of them attempting to salvage what's left of their reputation. But here's the thing. It's not at all certain that anyone wants that. Whether TLC gives the thumbs up or viewers even watch. Well, that's the question. Because after all that has transpired, the desire for Cody and Robin, the next chapter could be quite thin. Then there was one final surprise in the episode, and it arrived courtesy of none other than Christine. Now happily married to David Woolley, and enjoying her fresh start, Christine made a short appearance via Skype. When asked about the deed situation, she didn't hesitate. "I'm happy for Janelle and Mary," she said, smiling. "They deserve that. Cody never thought we'd actually walk away. And now he's scrambling." But that wasn't all. In a twist nobody saw coming, Christine revealed that she and David recently purchased a plot of land, right next to Coyote Pass. Not as a jab at Cody, she insisted, but as a statement. "We're building a little retreat center," she said warmly, "for women who want to start over." Christine's final words landed with quiet power. Cody might have surrendered the deeds, but he still hasn't gotten it. Relationships are not about power, they're about trust. And once it's lost, no piece of paper is going to restore it. And with that, the episode put a strong line between the future and the past. Cody's choice to relinquish those property deeds to Janelle and Mary was certainly a turning point, but it wasn't the redemption storyline he might have been wishing for. For Janelle, a fresh start. For Mary, much needed closure. For Robin, a threat to the subtly held control. And for Cody, perhaps the end of the beginning. For his dream, his power, and the family dynamics he struggled to maintain on his terms. With season 19 soon to conclude, it's clear now that what brings the Brown family together is no longer land, love, nor loyalty. Instead, it's now just the past, and the constant gaze of the camera that captures every last shred of regret, every moment of breakdown. But wait, there's more. Just when viewers were thinking the drama could finally be dying down, Sister Wives unleashed another bombshell. In an explosive new episode, Cody blew his top after learning that Robin's daughter, Aurora, also referred to as Rora, has begun seriously dating someone. And here's the twist. She didn't inform him. That revelation set off one of the hottest clashes the show has ever produced. Cody, usually the one who's working to keep a lid on his feelings, completely lost it. Aurora stands her ground, and Cody loses control. In a stunning turn no one expected, shy Aurora, Robin's oldest daughter, finds her voice at last. And it could not have happened at a more volatile time. When Cody found out she'd been seeing someone for 2 months without telling him, he totally lost it. But this wasn't merely about an affair. For Cody, it was something more symbolic. The complete breakdown of the control he used to have over his family, particularly his children. Robin found herself caught in the middle, trying to defend her daughter while wrestling with Cody's increasing instability. It was a difficult place for any mother to be. To truly comprehend Cody's tantrum, you need to consider the attitude he's maintained for years. He never perceived himself as being merely a dad. He felt he was a sort of moral compass for his family, particularly his daughters. He had strict household rules, taught obedience, and clung to conservative values. Yet, over time that inflexibility blew up in his face. Some of his children, Gwendolyn, Isabel, and several others, started questioning him, on camera, in public, and on social media. They didn't hesitate to label hypocrisy when they saw it. But Aurora, she was an exception. Adopted by Cody following Robin's first marriage, Aurora had always been viewed as the most obedient. She obeyed rules, participated in family prayers, avoided drama, and frequently stood up for Cody when others turned their backs. To him, she was the epitome of obedience. So when the news came out, via Solomon of all people, that Aurora had been covertly dating a guy from her college, it hit Cody for a loop. It was during a run-of-the-mill dinner. Pizza, kids talking, nothing unusual. Until Solomon glanced up and asked nonchalantly, "Dad, didn't you know Aurora has a boyfriend?" Cody's eyes went wide. "What in the world are you talking about?" he barked, his voice immediately rising. Solomon claimed he had heard it from a friend whose older brother was residing in Aurora's dorm complex. Before the hour was out, Cody was careening through Flagstaff in his truck, with Robin scrambling to keep pace. What ensued? Even veteran TLC producers weren't ready. Cameras were turned off first as Cody broke into Aurora's communal apartment, demanding to know what was going on. Her roommates retreated, agog. Aurora, visibly shaken, attempted to defuse. "You're not respecting my space," she shouted, standing firm. You can't just show up and interrogate me. But Cody's deep voice thundered down the hallway. I adopted you. I raised you. I have every right to know who you're seeing. Finally, tensions eased enough for shooting to continue. That evening, in a private confessional interview, visibly agitated Aurora finally spoke up. I've always attempted to be the ideal daughter, she explained. I didn't inform him, because I knew how he would respond. I'm 21. I'm eligible to date. And now let's get acquainted with the young man involved in all this angst. Nathan Brooks. Nathan is a 22-year-old psychology student at Northern Arizona University. His friends say he is friendly, thoughtful, and close with his own family. He had no idea what type of tempest he was heading into. I knew she was on a show, Nathan confessed in his own recorded interview with TLC. But I didn't expect all this. He and Aurora met through a campus club that shares his and her interest in mental health awareness. And as far as anyone can tell, so far, Nathan's done no wrong. Fallout from Cody's outburst. Aurora steps away. Robin breaks down, and the family takes sides. Nathan Brooks, Aurora's boyfriend, had no idea what he was getting himself into when he began dating her. She didn't say much about her family at first, Nathan explained. But when she finally spoke up about it, I realized her life is a lot more complicated than I thought. She's lived under a microscope. And her dad, he's intense. Following Cody's tantrum at Aurora's apartment, the emotional pieces were left for Robin to clean up. Initially, she attempted to rationalize his behavior as a moment of parental distress. But when she witnessed just how devastated and shaken Aurora really was, something in Robin changed. In a seldom seen emotional monologue, Robin sobbed. I wanted to build a safe, loving home, she explained, her voice shaking. But now, my daughter is scared of the man who adopted her. And I don't know what to do about that. In the background, Robin pleaded with Cody to apologize to Aurora. But he wouldn't do it. She disrespected me, he said. She lied. Nevertheless, sources close to the family indicate that Robin is privately seething, not only at Cody but at herself. Decades of standing up for him, excusing him, and making excuses have finally caught up with her own daughter. As one source explained, Robin stood by while Cody burned bridges with the other wives and their kids. Now it's come full circle, and it's hurting her daughter. News of the confrontation spread rapidly. In a matter of days, Christine, Janelle, and even Mary had heard about it. And they didn't mince words. Christine tweeted something cryptically, but followers instantly made the connection. Children are not property. They are individuals with their own hearts and minds. Allow them to love. Janelle shared a story about toxic parenting masquerading as concern. And Mary, who never says a word about family soap opera, piped up on a live stream. You don't yell at your daughter because she's concerned about someone. That's not love. That's fear. Cody, predictably, was apoplectic. He blamed his ex-wives for manipulating the children against him and colluding to destroy his reputation. Then came one of the season's most impactful moments. In episode 9, Aurora sat down with producers and quietly but insistently said, I don't want to be on camera anymore. Not like this. Fighting back tears, she described how much she used to enjoy being raised on the show. But now, it wasn't safe. Not when her father used it to manipulate her or criticize her decisions. Robin was visibly upset. Cody remained silent. Then there was the sister wives tell-all. And host Sakanya Krishnan didn't let Cody get off scot-free. Cody, you had quite a strong reaction to Aurora's relationship. Can you tell me why? Cody bristled and then leaned on an old standby. Because I know what young men are like. I was one. They take advantage. They leave. I'm just trying to protect her. Sakanya pushed back. But Cody, does protection require control? Aurora is grown. She made her own choice. But Cody doubled up. She's too young. She was supposed to be concentrating on school, not some dude. Off stage, Robin could be seen shaking her head. And in the second half of the interview, she would not sit next to Cody. And then in a surprise intervention, Nathan Brooks, Aurora's boyfriend, had something to say. He agreed to give a taped statement, but only on one condition, that TLC not cut his words out of context. I adore Aurora, he told me. I care about her happiness and her autonomy. I'm not here to be popular. I'm not seeking to supplant her family. I simply want to be in her universe, whatever that means. Nathan's calm response, Cody's unraveling, and the true power struggle behind Coyote Pass. I admire her parents, Nathan concluded, but I also believe in boundaries. And if that's not sufficient, then perhaps the issue isn't me. Fans were quick to comment on Nathan's maturity and composure. They used social media to congratulate him, labeling him emotionally stable and respectful, something they feel Cody lost a long time ago. One viewer put it succinctly: "He's already a better man than Cody ever was." With Aurora taking a step back from camera time, Robin secretly in conflict with Cody, and another tide of public outrage swirling around the family matriarch. Here is one thing that is certain: the heart of the Brown family has changed, and perhaps for good. Janelle's intent is to construct a life anew, and claim what is rightfully hers. Christine's living happily with David Woolley, and doing something that brings hope to others. Mary's back home in Utah, not only rehabilitating her business, but finding herself. And Robin, she is caught up in the emotional crossfire. Her love for Cody is now colliding with her love for her children. That tightrope act is becoming increasingly difficult by the minute. Cody, on the other hand, he's imploding. The tantrum over Aurora's boyfriend was more than just about that relationship. It revealed something beneath the surface: his desire for control, his fear of being left behind, of being made obsolete. This is a man who once ruled over a family of 4 wives, 18 children, and a TV reality empire. Nowadays, he's surrounded by silence, regret, and resistance. And Aurora, the one he never imagined would question him, escaped. In the process, she may have exposed the last fissure in Cody's crumbling kingdom. But just when you think it can't get any uglier, it does. A sister-wives scandal is now brewing off camera, one that takes the spotlight away from Cody and puts it on Robin. Robin forbade Cody from giving back slices of the Coyote Pass land to Janelle and Mary, insiders say. That's right. While fans were watching on TV, Robin has reportedly battled in private to remain in control of that land. This is not merely a dispute over square footage. It's one of power, betrayal, and a vision that went horribly awry. What had begun as an optimistic, even romanticized scheme, Season 14, when the Browns departed Las Vegas and purchased the large tract in Flagstaff, was going to reunite them. There would be a house for each wife. They would live close by, dine together, and establish a perception of long-term cohesion. But none of it ever materialized. Christine departed in Season 17, sick of being ignored. Mary withdrew emotionally, becoming increasingly remote with each passing year. Janelle held on to the dream longest, in an attempt to cling to hope. She even built on the land in an RV, vowing to persevere. But the houses were never constructed. The property remained vacant, and it became increasingly less a beacon of promise and more a quiet reminder of failed promises. Currently, according to sources, Robin has been secretly maneuvering behind the scenes to gain full control over Coyote Pass. By legal means and emotional pressure, she's had only her name and Cody's on the most important documents. Robin draws a line, Janelle fights back, and Mary refuses to be erased. Behind the scenes drama of Season 19 of Sister Wives has taken a darker turn still. And this time, it's not Cody in the middle of it all. It's Robin. In accordance with a leaked, unaired scene posted by a former production assistant, Robin let her anger loose on Cody when she learned that he had been secretly talking to an attorney about gifting portions of the Coyote Pass property to Mary and Janelle. "You are not giving those women anything," she allegedly yelled. "You want to give away our future to people who dumped you, who disrespected this family over my dead body." Cody, who in family battles was usually loud and combative, was eerily quiet, almost subdued. The source reported Robin had him totally cornered. She had reminded him of all the money baggage they accumulated together, credit card debt, the mortgage on the Flagstaff house, and bills now in her name. Then there was the threat. "You want to give them land? Fine. Then give me a divorce too." Her warning could not have been more direct. Robin gets the land, or Cody loses her completely. And while all of that drama played out, Janelle Brown, who'd long been the family's voice of reason and restraint, lost it. In an emotional Season 19 episode, Janelle put it like this: "I invested in that land. I sacrificed financial stability for Cody's grand vision, and now Robin is attempting to shut me out of what I helped purchase." No, that is not occurring. Janelle has subsequently hired a real estate lawyer, and intimated legal action will be taken if the matter is not dealt with equitably.
They can't keep me off land I paid for, she declared, her voice unyielding. This is no longer about emotion. This is about justice. She was immediately supported by her fans. Social media exploded with sympathy. Janelle deserves that land more than anyone. Robin's showing her true colors. She's covering herself, good for her. And as Janelle prepares for a fight in court, Mary is discovering her voice in a new way too. Touted for years as the quiet one, feeling detached, patient, Mary is no longer keeping quiet. Speaking in a tearfully emotional confessional, she said, I was here first. I was his first wife. I gave my life to this family and now I'm being erased. If Robin thinks I'll walk away quietly, she doesn't know me at all. Mary has begun keeping a record of everything. Texts, bank statements, property records. And if cornered, she says she's willing to speak out about the truth. A source familiar with Mary described, she's not battling over land. She's battling over her dignity. In the meantime, Cody finds himself in the middle, between his devotion to Robin and the terror of letting go of the final fraying threads of the family he once commanded. Cody's collapse, the kids push back, and a secret document ignites fury as Sister Wives Season 19 unfolds. One thing becomes clear. Cody Brown is no longer the confident, commanding figure he once was. His behavior this season has swung from erratic to pitiful, sometimes even defeated. For years, fans criticized Cody for being arrogant and controlling. But now, he looks like a man crumbling under the weight of his own decisions. A man backed into a corner with no good way out. In one telling moment, Cody speaks with producers. I want to do the right thing. I know Mary and Janelle deserve their share. But if I cross Robin, I lose everything. He sounds exhausted, his shoulders dropped. This family fell apart. And now I'm the villain no matter what I do. Some of the viewers viewed this as another excuse, a means to avoid being held accountable. But Cody views it as strategy. Damage control. Cody, per a source inside the family, has been attempting to renegotiate the family contracts with TLC. He's willing to do whatever to keep the show on. And in his head, the only bargaining chip he has left is standing with Robin and presenting some sort of togetherness. But not everyone is swallowing it, least of all the children. In one of the most surprising twists this season, the Brown children are piping up and they are not with Robin. Gabriel and Gwendolyn, two of Cody's older kids, took to Facebook with biting criticism of Robin's hold on the family finances and assets. Robin isn't the boss, Gabriel posted. She didn't create this family. She came along at the end and ran things. That land doesn't belong to just her, not to mention all of our moms. Gwendolyn wasn't shy about it either. Robin behaves as if she rescued this family. She didn't. She's only the gatekeeper to Cody's bank account. Even Aurora and Dayton, Robin's own older children, have begun quietly distancing themselves from the drama. They love their mom, but they see what's happening, and it makes them uncomfortable, a source claims. Then came the twist no one anticipated. An anonymous email arrived in several Sister Wives fan mailboxes. Attached, a scanned document of what seemed to be an amended deed filing from way back in 2022. The filing proposed that Robin and Cody had lawfully transferred some parcels of the Coyote Pass land into a new trust. But this is the kicker. Mary and Janelle were left out. Attorneys who saw the filing said the trust made Robin and Cody each other's bosses. Nothing could be sold or divided up without both signing. Translation: Robin had been stealthily granted veto over everything. One analyst put it bluntly. She plotted this. This is a land grab, plain and simple. Fans went crazy online. So much for Sister Wives, more like landlord wife. She didn't marry Cody alone. She married the entire legacy. This is betrayal, wrapped in legal paperwork. Robin, meanwhile, has not commented on the document, or even whether it's legitimate. But you can guarantee the drama is heating up, and the truth is going to be revealed. The truth reveals itself and the family implodes. The Sister Wives Season 19 tell-all pulled no punches. Host Sukanya Krishnan stepped in prepared, and she wasn't afraid to speak her mind. Confronting Cody and Robin on the couch that was familiar, she queried what everyone at home wanted to know. Why are Mary and Janelle being deprived of what they were promised? Robin, do you think you deserve the land more than them? Robin instantly became defensive.